want to thank everybody for joining us today at the celebration of the opening of our new town office building. A truly proud and historic moment for the town of Middlebury. We thank all of you residents and all of the Middlebury community for supporting the construction of this centerpiece of our community, which will serve current and future generations for many years to come. I have to thank my current fellow select board members, Nick Ardham, Susan Sashok, Laura Sermerly, Donna Donahue, Heather Seeley, and Victor Nuovo, and former select board members Dean George, Gary Baker, and John Tenney for their leadership throughout this process. Also members of the building committee, Chair Nick Ardham, Dean George, Laura Sermerly, Victor Nuovo, Nancy Malcolm, Chris Zioli, Lance Phelps, Ann Webster, Terry Arnold, and Beth Dow for their attention to detail and pursuit of excellence. The committee's work with the design build team from Bread Loaf, including architect John Dale and construction project manager Bob Eaton, has resulted in what I certainly believe is the most impressive and welcome cornerstone of our community and a gateway to our historic downtown. We also thank Middlebury College's trustees and administration, including Dave Donahue and particularly former President Ron Leibowitz, for their generous support of the town offices and recreation facilities project, including the college's additional support for energy efficiency upgrades for the recreation facility and especially the net zero features of our town offices. So with that, I would like to introduce Nick Ardham, Chair of the Town Offices and Recreation Facility Building Committee, for a few words of thanks to project donors, contractors, and to provide additional information about the energy efficiency of the town offices. Nick?
You know, I really want to thank by name everyone who was involved in this project, but Kathleen told me I only have 20 minutes. So, my friends and fellow citizens of Middlebury, we, the members of the Town Office and Recreation Facility Building Committee, are proud and honored to present to you your new town office building. It is a structure that has been designed and built to serve Middlebury today and for many, many years to come. We are confident that in 100 years, people will look at this building and still say it is a good building. Our research indicates that this new town office building is the first net zero municipal office building in the state of Vermont and possibly the second in the United States, an extremely high level of standard. It is extremely energy efficient building, and we extend our appreciation to Middlebury College for their additional support of this project component. As taxpayers, we will see the benefit in reduced operating costs. Throughout the design and construction project, the building committee was closely at the core of the activity. And what we experienced and observed was a full array of professionals who recognized the importance of this building as Middlebury's seat of civil government. They put their greatest efforts forward to make this a fine structure a reality, and they need to be recognized. First, I want to extend my appreciation to Bread Loaf Corporation, our design and construction management partners through this whole process. Mike McLaughlin and his company are among our own, and it's fitting to have such a premier company that calls Middlebury home design and build this wonderful facility. Special thanks to John Dale, the lead architect, and Chris Huston, the vice president of architecture, who worked with us from the initial set of ideas through all the details to create what has immediately become an iconic structure. As the design emerged, it looked good on paper, And as we can see, it looks even better in reality. Also, thanks to construction project manager Bob Eaton, who worked alongside the designers to ensure that our building would be built to the highest quality while staying within budget. And this has been accomplished. Thank you to the employees of the town of Middlebury who contributed their time and expertise in this design effort so that we could fully understand how each department operated and allow this building to be designed to operate at a high level of operating efficiency. Thank you to our sidewalk superintendents, the many children and adults who constantly were lined up along the construction fence to watch the activities of building take place before their eyes. One of my personal favorites was when our Ilsley Library people attached the pages of Mike Mulligan and his steam shovel to the fence. And I watched countless children, adults, self-included, and even most of our construction workers move along the fence from page to page to share the story of Mike and his steam shovel, Mary Ann. That was an example of why Middlebury is such a special place, and I thank Kevin and the rest of the Ilsley staff for those new memories. A person who deserves special recognition is Dan Heath, who was the construction superintendent from the time that the first shovel went into the ground until he handed the keys over to us. Dan is one of the finest building professionals I have ever worked alongside of. In his constant low-key, easygoing manner, he demonstrated the highest level of construction knowledge, along with a pretty good understanding of choreography, as he brought all the parts and people together to assemble this giant puzzle. It turns out that Dan will be shifting roles at Breadloaf, and so this will likely be the last project where he will have the role as a superintendent. And he said that he is certainly going out on a high note, and Dan, I couldn't agree with you more. Thank you for the wonderful job. And then there were the workers who over the past year turned the site into a constant beehive of activity. I once met a man on one of my travels that mentioned how he was the son of a bricklayer, and he described how he knew each of the buildings that his father worked on in the large city where he lived. To him, the fact that these buildings were corporate headquarters or financial institutions or governmental facilities was secondary to the fact that they stood as a testimony to the hard work and skills that his father and the other construction workers provided to create. During our town office project, I was constantly reminded of that conversation as our building committee watched every carpenter, mason, electrician, pipe fitter, painter, laborer, and every other tradesperson perform their job with the highest level of skill, cooperation, and pride. They all knew how important this building is to Middlebury, and they were going to make sure that it was done right. And in the lobby, there's a complete list of these firms, and I now say to all of you, job well done, job well done. Also on display in the lobby is the text of the plaque to recognize the many contributors to the project, and it reads as follows. In recognition of the residents and businesses of the town of Middlebury, the town of Middlebury wishes to particularly thank the following donors for their generous support of the town offices and recreation facility building project. Middlebury College, the Middlebury Downtown Improvement District Commission, the Rotary Club of Middlebury, Middlebury American Legion Post number 27, Champlain Valley Equipment, Foster Motors, IPJ Real Estate, RK Miles Incorporated, G-Stone Motors, the National Bank of Middlebury, Middlebury Fitness, Eastview, Betty and Victor Novo, and then the Anonymous. We know who the Anonymous is, and fantastic contributors in parts of this project. And it's from the Middlebury Town offices of 2016. I'd also like to note that funding for the installation of a flagpole on the Main Street side of the building over here was secured recently, and we hope to have the flagpole installed for a flag-raising ceremony on Memorial Day of this year. Once again, thank you to each and every one of you for this wonderful facility and the support you gave. We, the building committee, found it to be a great honor to be a part, and we thank you. And now I'd like to introduce Middlebury College Provost Susan Baldridge. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I bring you greetings from President Patton, who, because she's out of town, is unfortunately unable to join us today, but I am delighted to be here to celebrate on this really lovely occasion for the town. As we all know, the partnership between the college and the town of Middlebury originated more than 2 centuries ago, when some of the town's leading citizens decided that an institution of higher learning would enhance and energize the community. The fact that they named the college they founded, not after one of themselves, but after the town itself, is evidence of the mutually beneficial relationship that they envisioned. Today, there's no better vantage point from which to witness the fruits of that enduring partnership than where we stand right now. With just a turn of the head, we can see the bridge that spans Otter Creek. We can see these beautiful town offices that we dedicate today, and we can envision the park that will come up soon across the street. It's worth noting, I think, that at the heart of the agreement forged between the college's former president, Ron Leibowitz, who sends his greetings as well, and the select board of the town, lay not a purchase or an annexation or an easement, but a swap. A swap is what occurs between neighbors. Neighbors who know each other, who trust each other, and who envision a partnership that extends long into the future. A swap is the perfect example of a win-win transaction, and it's what happens between friends. So with that in mind, let me extend the college's gratitude and congratulations to the members of the Middlebury Select Board, including Chair Brian Carpenter, 3 members in particular of which played a pivotal role, obviously, in making all of this happen. Nick Ardom, Dean George, and Victor Nuovo, who briefly stepped away and was just elected to serve a new term on the board. To the town's administrators, Kathleen Ramsey and her predecessor, Bill Finger, and to the leaders at Bread Loaf Construction, Mac and Mike McLaughlin, and project managers Chris Houston and John Dale. Thank you all for your vision, your wisdom, your energy, and your expertise. Because of you and what you've accomplished here, we have a new and very visible reminder that the extraordinary partnership between the town and the college, which has benefited us all for so long, continues to be robust and fruitful as we enter the 3rd century. Thanks.
Thank you, Susan. Very nice words, and we do appreciate the partnership. With that, next on our agenda is the ribbon cutting ceremony. And so I will invite the select board, town staff, and building committee, Middlebury College representatives forward to join us in the ribbon cutting. And Bread Loaf, please come forward too as part of that.
What?
So, is the building committee here? Please come forward. Chris, come on. Come on, Chris.
Which way? Dave? Where's Chris? I just saw Chris come. Chris Huston? No, Chris Cioli. Where's Chris Cioli? He just walked up here. Lance. Here, come on, Chris. Is Lance here? Yeah, Lance is right there.
Is there anybody else that needs to come forward? Okay.
Guys, everyone look this way, okay? Counting 4.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you can cut. Ready?
So as a welcoming, we have plenty of cupcakes. I believe the select board pointed that out in our last select board meeting, but the select board needs to stay away from them so all of the town residents can have some opportunity to enjoy the fruits. There are tours available at the facility. If you have time, there could be a guided tour, or if any of you are in a hurry, care to take a self-guided tour, please feel free to do that. Would love to now share the new town offices with you. So please come.
Actually, I can probably